All the salty Blues fans after this game be like, Avs win over the St. Louis Blues 3-2 in Game 1 of Round 2.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
Alright, you want my hot take for this game? Jordan Binnington did not play well at all, by any stretch of the imagination. The Avs made him look decent, but even with that big save number, he got beat left and right in this hockey game. If the Avs were even slightly better, millimeters better, Jordan Binnington gets 7 dropped on his head. It was nothing he did, it was just the Avs' inability to finish. But Rudo, he had a .944 save percentage and saved 51 shots. Yeah, I don't care. 5 posts. 5 posts hit by the Avs in this hockey game. If any of those go in, this game doesn't look anything like it does. Oh, that's good enough for you? How about EJ completely flubbing a wide open net? Yeah, Binnington reached his arm over and stopped it, I guess, but if EJ actually shoots the puck at all, that's in the back of the net. That's not Binnington making some unreal play. Look, I'm a very analytic-heavy guy for the most part. I respect the stats, and I know that they have meaning, but this is absolutely one of those games where people are going to go back and look at the box score and think Binnington played a lot better than he actually did. All right, now that I made all the Blues fans and goalies mad at me, let's actually talk about this game. The first period was the only competitive period of this hockey game. Yes, obviously the scoreboard says otherwise, but as far as the competitive level of the game, the Avs completely dominated everything from the start of the second period onward. And I'm going to be honest with you, I liked the Avs in the first period. It wasn't total dominance, but their puck possession was good, their play was quality except for one major mistake, and really, it's level of play where if you take those two teams playing at that level, period after period, you probably favor the Avs. Without a doubt, part of that is the Avs hitting 3 posts in the first alone, so, you know, it's not like they weren't getting their chances, they just weren't finishing. But, you know what? Almost is not good enough for a goal, and ultimately it is St. Louis that strikes first. The puck is deep in the Avs zone. Devon Toews is going to win the race and chip it across to Makar. It's not very clean, and Makar can't handle it, so he kind of just has to poke it ahead to prevent the pressure coming at him. From there, though, McKinnon gets a clean whack at this puck. He has options. He could go back to a teammate. Yes, going through the middle can be risky, but he needs to either keep it in the Avs' possession or get it out of the zone. He opts to try to clear it, but it's weak up the boards and gets kept in. Just a bad clear. You need better than that. As the puck gets flicked back the other way, Makar just kind of mishandles it with the glove and has to whack at it. A second opportunity. Again, this has to get out or stay in Avs' possession. Compounding mistakes like this are what cost you. Not only does it not get out, but it kicks off of O'Reilly's shin pad and then over to Schen's shin pad and back into the zone, which, I mean, that's pretty tough. You had mistakes here. There were problems, but did you really earn that bounce? I don't know. Anyway, it ends up with O'Reilly net front by himself. He goes to the backhand. Hard to blame Kemper in any way on that one. Is that a great finish by O'Reilly? Absolutely. Everything else on that play is complete nonsense. Yes, McKinnon needs to do a better job clearing that puck with the initial attempt. Yes, you would like to see Makar do a better job of clearing that puck with his secondary attempt. 2 issues. 2 things the Avs can clean up. But for a puck to bounce off not 1, but 2 shins directly to O'Reilly, directly in front of the net, I mean, come on. Sometimes you just got to pay your dues, I guess. And a lot of this game felt like the Avs paying their dues. It just felt like the Avs could not buy a bounce here, there, or anywhere. Stupid stuff like that is working out for St. Louis, and the Avs are beating Binnington but can't get a puck to actually go in the net. That's a tough sell. Anyone who's ever been in a game where bounces aren't going your way, no, it gets frustrating quickly, and it's hard to stay even keel, but the Avs absolutely did. I haven't talked about it a ton this season, but I think the mental fortitude might be what impresses me the most about this iteration of the Avs. No matter what happens in the game, they seem to keep it cool, keep it level-headed, know they're still in it, focus on doing the right things and getting the job done, and not riding the highs and lows too much. Obviously, when you're riding high, everything's great, but certainly teams of years past for the Avs have really struggled with those lows. While the Avs don't get a goal in the first period, they do come out of it only down 1. And as mentioned, from the second period on, the Avs were maybe the best team I've ever seen at 5-on-5. Shots in the second period were 19-9. Absolutely no mercy from the Avs. This isn't some random regular season game against some team who's not going to make the playoffs. This is the second round. There are 8 teams left in the NHL, and the Avs just absolutely torched one of them for the majority of the night. Look, under this much pressure, the Blues were eventually going to crack, and it only really takes 3 minutes into the second period for the Avs to finally get on the board. Not particularly pretty, but functional. Cale Makar with a bad attempt at trying to put the puck towards the net, but the Avs are able to win the race and the battle with Mikko along the boards. He's able to just get it free enough and starts throwing pucks towards the net. This one is going to get most of the way through and then hit McKinnon on the way in. Now, Binnington does make the initial save, but Val also crashing the net, finds the rebound, and makes it count on Binnington. It's just absolutely relentless from the Avs, and we know the Avs love to play that possession style. We know they love to get clean zone entries and things like that, but it has gone beyond that in the playoffs. They've been dominant on the forecheck. They're dominant on dump and chase. They just make the other team work so hard to even get pucks going the right direction, and it just crushes teams. Obviously, the top line getting theirs is an expectation, but they continue to just wear teams out, top to bottom. Play continues on, and the Avs continue to struggle with either hitting posts or missing the net. Yes, I know they ended up with 54 shots on goal, but a significant portion of that came in overtime, and I do think the Avs' quality of shots was a bit lacking. Not quantity. They had a bajillion attempts, but far too many of them just never had a chance of going in. And a reminder, you're playing against Jordan Binnington. When the Avs do get their second goal of the game, this is what goes in the net. Dump and chase. This is the puck right here getting flipped in. Knack is going to be the man to win the race to the puck and eventually keep the Avs in possession as he works along the boards here. It's not pretty, but it's just good hard work as Landy eventually picks it up and just gets it back to the point. This is not a fancy play. This isn't anything special. This is just the Avs working the Blues and then eventually getting a puck towards the net. There's not a great screen here. You have maybe a little bit of one, but Sammy just loads up and puts a shot towards Binnington, and it just beats him 5-hole. Obviously, that's a terrible goal from Jordan Binnington. You just can't let something slip 5-hole like that. But if we back it up a little bit, this was a downright incredible game from Sam Girard. He played absolutely out of his mind the entire game. Both zones looked absolutely perfect. I think he had one real mistake that I can remember, and it didn't end up costing the Avs. This was the best game he's played in months, and exactly when the Avs needed it. That is Sam Girard. So the Avs get their first lead of the series. It took a little bit over halfway through the game, but they got there. And then they get a power play in the second. And this first power play, I really didn't think was that bad. I thought the Avs had some good entries. I thought there were good chances. Puck just didn't go in. A lot of the story for tonight. There were, however, 3 power play opportunities in this game, 2 more coming in the third. The third itself, I thought, was another extremely solid period for the most part, at least at 5-on-5 for the Avs. With a lead for the majority of the period, they outshot St. Louis 14-9. They just looked like the better team. If you watched that hockey game and thought St. Louis looked like the better team, I don't know what to tell you. I just think you're wrong. Get down to about 7 minutes left in the hockey game, and the Avs go back on the power play. Now, 2-faceted problem here. One, which is the one that doesn't really matter, is the Avs getting a second power play means that you pretty much know St. Louis is going to get one going back the other way. You don't have to like it, it's just the way the NHL works, and you have to deal with that. The only reason that's a problem is because the Avs look absolutely horrible on a power play of their own. They could have put the game away. They score a goal there, they go up by 2, and nothing really matters. You could give St. Louis a power play. If they score on it, they still got the 1-goal lead. It's not an issue. But the Avs power play looked awful. And, right at the end of it, as everyone should know, they give a power play over to St. Louis. Not going to talk about the call. Like I said, everyone knew that it was coming. It's just how the NHL works. Even if you think it's dumb, you should know better. And this PK hurts because the Avs played so well for 90% of this penalty kill. They made it look really good, but they make the critical error and they pay the price. This has been an excellent PK for the Avs. Sam Girard makes a great individual play here to get this puck out of the zone, and as it trickles out of the zone, the Avs just say screw it. Now, I can understand the two players changing, including Girard here, but Cogliano has to go all the way to the bench here, and even worse, Cale Makar on the backhand comes way too far for a change on a puck that barely even makes it to the opposing team's blue line. Already, the bench yelling at their guy to get it up quick. There's guys up the ice. Everyone knows to put the puck away from the bench on a change. And it creates a brutal situation for the Avs because they were out of gas, sure, but they just coasted it to the bench from the opposite side. They left the entire zone open for St. Louis, and on the attempted recovery, you have no communication at all, so you get a double commit from both Avs coming to Kyrou, and even then, St. Louis gets a little bit lucky, but this double commit puts the Avs in an extremely awkward situation, as you can see just on top of each other. Sturm and EJ take each other out of the play instead of one of them helping cover the slot. So while he does poke the puck a little bit, he doesn't do enough, and it trickles through. Kyrou's able to recollect, and suddenly there is no one between the slot and the net for the Avs. No one even contesting this shot. It's a brutal breakdown. And for the cherry on top, it's still a soft goal. It gets thrown on the net in the 5-hole for Kemper. Beats him low. You really want to see Darcy bail the Avs out there on top of all the bad. The Avs could have won this game in regulation. They probably should have. They certainly would have. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. None of that matters. The only thing matters is what actually happens and what you actually do. Good luck, bad luck, irrelevant. Go out and win a hockey game. Go out and hold the lead. Go out and get the job done. The Avs couldn't do it in regulation, even getting another power play with about a minute and a half left in regulation. Special teams just did not get it done tonight. That is the big negative. If you have a concern going forward in this series, it's the special teams. Because the special teams come up short, the Avs go to overtime. And overtime was complete domination. After the remainder of the power play expires early in it, the Avs just completely control the game at 5-on-5. Shots on goal in overtime ended up being 13-0 in Colorado's favor. Those two teams are not the same. And I will give Jordan Binnington credit. I did think he actually played pretty well in overtime. The rest of the game, it felt like the Avs were making him a lot better than he was. But he gave St. Louis a chance in overtime. St. Louis just did nothing with it. And eventually, the better team won. The Avs finally realized in overtime that to win this game, they just need to throw pucks at the net. Just get everything on. Sammy shoots one from out high, creates a rebound. Jordan Binnington had been giving up all night. Created a great opportunity for Kadri here, but Binnington just makes a great save with the blocker. Stops him. Credit there. The Avs maintain possession, though. They keep the pressure up. Landy cuts out. He gets two guys to commit to him. He's recognizing that St. Louis is way overcommitted low. The Avs have two forwards below the goal line. Blues have four guys below the hash marks, with the Avs high guys being pretty significantly out there. So he gets it back to the point. Now, this was Cale Makar, if this was Sam Girard, if this was Bowen Byram, you probably see him walk in a little bit more and use this space more effectively, but don't discount Josh Manson. He winds up a clapper and fakes it, gets St. Louis to commit. Three dudes in a line here blocking a shot that isn't coming. So when he reloads it, one, they have to switch off. They have to spread out and take their man. That opens up a shooting lane. And two, he's got a billion bodies in front. Jordan Binnington can't see anything because he got him to commit to that fake. He then just throws a wrister through and it finds its way all the way to the net. I don't know where St. Louis goes from here in this series. They got every bounce. They had every opportunity to win this hockey game. The Avs needed goals from Sam Girard and Josh Manson to win this game. And St. Louis couldn't get the job done. They couldn't find a way to win. They really couldn't even find a way to be competitive at 5-on-5. I'm not saying the Avs are going to sweep because crazy things happen, who knows, but I am saying it's a really hard job for St. Louis to find any success going forward here because the Avs have more in the tank than that. This game could have easily been 4-0 in the first period. It wasn't. Things didn't go that way. And credit to St. Louis for keeping themselves in this hockey game. But I just don't see how they can can continue to compete over a 7-game series. Give me the Avs playing like this every single night, and most nights they probably blow out their opponent. Oh, that was fun. I loved that hockey game. Yes, a little bit more stressful than it needed to be. You probably would have liked to see the Avs win in regulation and wrap it up, but playoff overtime is just something special, and it's even more special when the team you want to win actually does. If the Avs play like that, with any level of consistency through the rest of these playoffs, there's a pretty good chance they could do the thing. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and I will leave you with my OT reaction.
Yes! Let's go! Josh Manson! You love to see it!